Hello and welcome to my third video in my series on recovery mechanics. I'm excited to talk about today's mechanic called the Mina flip. As always, I put an emphasis on comboing recovery mechanics together, so consider checking out my last video where I went over curve dashing. Curve dashing is a fun and easy mechanic to learn, so regardless of your rank, I think it'll help. Go check it out. So what even is the Mina flip? Well, it's a technique that pretty much just flips you onto the wall in a fancy way. But if it's done correctly, you should be able to utilize it in a few ways that might surprise you. This fancy flip is a little trickier than it seems, as it needs a little setup and a flip cancel partway through. If that's not too scary, let's go ahead and move on to how to do it. We're going to use this training pack to learn and practice the Mina flip, and the goal of the pack is to clear the ball downfield and have a good recovery afterwards. Step 1 is to get into position. You want to arrow your card towards the wall and also point your nose up a little. Whether you're using directional or free arrow, you'll be pulling diagonally down towards this direction. Step 2 is to diagonal flip upwards and away from the wall. The angle will usually look something like this. Just note, the more your angle is to the side, you might get a little bit less forward momentum with your flip. Step 3 is to flip cancel. Usually I flip cancel downwards or diagonally downwards, either one should be fine. Most of the time, you can flip cancel as early as you want, but if you're arrowing upside down, you might need to delay your flip cancel so you don't cancel your nose up the wall. The amount of arrow you used should dictate when you flip. If you arrowed almost all the way upside down, then you'll want to flip far away from the wall, to give time for your car to flip over. If you're only arrowing a tiny amount, you'll want to flip right next to the wall so you don't overspin and land on your back. Another way to do this technique is to do a front flip instead of a diagonal flip. And instead of flip canceling downwards, you're going to want to flip cancel diagonally. The benefit of this version is that it should more often land your nose straight forward rather than up or down the wall a little. I don't use this method personally, so if it does end up being better than the one that I'm teaching you, then that's my bad. Okay, now that you know how to do it, let's talk about when and where I like to use the Mina flip. The first situation I use the Mina flip is when I'm challenging next to a wall. Flipping this way allows you a quick recovery if you dunk the ball over your opponent. The second situation I use the Mina flip is when I'm clearing a ball next to a wall and want to be able to follow it up myself. You can hit the ball from underneath to follow it up on the wall, or you can keep the ball a little bit lower by hitting behind it and following it on the ground. The third situation I use this flip is for recoveries after being bumped. To specifically train this, I recommend using the Baki's Mod recovery plugin. What this does is it pushes your car out of position, which gives you a really good chance to do a Mina flip back onto a wall. The main common mistake I see people do when trying to learn the Mina flip is side flipping instead of diagonal flipping. A side flip is just going to slam your nose into a wall and probably take you out of the play altogether. Now, before we end here, let's talk about comboing the Mina flip with other recovery mechanics. The most popular combo that utilizes the Mina flip is wall dashing. You'll find that you're able to generate tons of speed out of nowhere when you combo these together. The other combo that I use is when I'm Mina flipping and heading down the wall. And once I'm off the curve, I like to do a diagonal curve dash to generate more speed. Also, I want to give a shout out to the YouTuber Knight Rider for his video that taught me this mechanic. In his video, he called it the Moxie recovery, or some people may have called it the Moxie flip. I tried publicly calling it this and got hit with a wave of people that told me that the top Mina players popularized this technique, so I'm going to be calling it the Mina flip from now on. Regardless of me rudely using a different name for the technique, Knight Rider's tutorial was awesome and the rest of his videos are awesome and educational as well. So please do me a favor and go follow his channel. Thanks. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know what recovery mechanic you think should be showcased in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe. See ya!